Now let's learn about the main statistical functions that we use in Excel and that can be handy while you're working on your accounting documents or accounting files or any complex numerical based data sheets. First, let's talk about the function average. We mentioned a little bit about this function before. We write the word average and we open parentheses. Now he say which values you need to do an average for. In this case, we need to do the average for all the values in those cells from H3 to H12, close parentheses, hit enter, and that's your average. Now, what if I want to know the maximum value from a certain range? What is the maximum value from this column? I would hit enter. He say number 22. Okay, what is the minimum value within that column? I can start to write min, open parentheses, can go ahead and select the column or the data range that I want to know what is the minimum value within those. Hit enter, and he's saying that's number 1. Now, as a statistical value that is could be famous between the accounting or statistical professionals is the median. What if I want to know the median of a certain value range? In this case, the same range, close parentheses, the median is 3. So we have the average, we write it equal as an average word as it is, open parentheses, select the data, you got it. Then you can use the max, max, open parentheses, select the data range and hit enter. You can use the min, min, and you can use as well the median. You write the word median as it is, open parentheses, select the data you need, and you got your median as we can see over here. Now, you know, within the statistical documents, many times you need to count in a certain way. Sometimes you need to count all the cells. Sometimes you need to count only the blank cells. Sometimes you need to count only the cells with numerical values. So in order to do that, there is several functions that are provided and presets in Excel that can help you do that without doing that manually, where in some complex documents or Excel sheets, it is almost impossible to do that manually. So let's start with count A. Count A can tell you all the cells that are not an empty cells, regardless of what values inside, either text or numerical value, or regardless of what kind of numerical values they have within them. Before we do that, let's delete those and focus on this data range. Let's say I want to know in this data range from here all the way down here, how many cells are being occupied with values, either text or numerical. I would hit equal. We use the function count A, or counta as some people call it. C-O-U-N-T-A, open parentheses. He say which data range you're trying to count in. In this case, this is the data range I'm talking about. So we start to write count A and select the range we're interested in. How many cells being occupied with values, either text or numerical? Hit enter. That is 16. Now, what if we want to know how many cells being filled with numerical values within that range? We just use the function count without A in this case. Select the range, hit enter. He's telling you there is 7 cells being occupied with numbers or numerical values. Now, what if we want to know within that range how many cells are being empty? There's no text or numbers within them. We can use the function starting with equal, count blank. Just write it as it is. Count blank, open parentheses. He say select your range. Let's select our range And he's telling you there's 6 cells that are being black within that range, which is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are some initial functions that are being provided by Excel to do most of the common statistical practices in order to achieve the job you're trying to achieve within your accounting project or within your statistical project.